So on our last video, we were making a randomized version of this AP statistics test. And in this first problem, there were numerical variables like age and categorical variables like gender. And so we slightly reworded the prompt. We had 4 or 5 different rewordings of the prompt with different numbers of numerical variables and categorical variables. And then we tailored multiple choice answers depending on the randomized prompt that they got. And then finally, we put those random answers, we put those multiple choice answers to match the random prompt. We put those multiple choice answers in a random order as they're going to display on the document. Also remember, our document starts off with a couple columns of identifying information, student's name, maybe ID number, maybe email. Email is kind of vital for where we're eventually headed with this. So the next problem on this paper test is a problem about a graph of qualitative data. Unfortunately, this graph came out kind of blank in this PDF. So if I go up to this other version of the test, we have a couple different things we can look at. We have a bar graph here and a pie chart here. And in this version of the test up here, same thing. We have a bar graph and a pie chart, although it's a different graph. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this problem here. We'll probably do both of them, but let's take this problem here for starters. And I would love to be able to put a different bar graph in each student's test, but without purchasing some kind of add-on for Word, that's really not feasible. Now, it's possible if you're doing paper tests, and I might cover that in a different video. It's possible to embed charts from Excel into the Word mail merge. But for right now, I just want this to be problem 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in the answers for problem 2. This is going to be a little bit less techy than the problem 1 that we just worked on. So problem 2, multiple choice A, and then B, C, D, E. And for starters, I'm just going to make all of these multiple choices match the multiple choices that are in the actual test, except, as we discussed last time, I want to make the correct answer A to begin with. So this bar chart is chopped off at 94%, which exaggerates the differences between these 3 brands, and there's really only small differences between them in terms of satisfaction. So the correct answer on the paper test is C, and I'm going to copy that and paste it into my correct answer over here, which is going to be A. Okay, and then, so then answer A here will go in spot B over here. Answer B here, let's not copy too much, answer B here will go in C over here. Answer D here will go in D here, and answer E here will go in E here. So let me just maximize that. There are only small differences in the satisfaction of owners for the 3 brands. Bam, bam, bam. Okay, answer B. C is answer A from the paper test. I'm going to make that a capital O. Owners of other brands of truck are less satisfied than the owners of these three brands. Answer C, Chevrolet owners are much more satisfied than Ford or Toyota owners. Answer D, Chevrolet probably sells more trucks than Ford or Toyota. Answer E, a pie chart would have been a better choice for displaying these data. Okay, so there's my five answer choices. And in this stage of the sheet, they're going to be the exact same answer choices for everyone. Then I'm going to come over here and just copy and paste everything that we did over here. Copy and paste that over to here. And we got some errors we got to clean up, but that's okay. So for each of these multiple choice responses, we are choosing a random number. And of course, those random numbers will be different for every student on the chart. And then now we're going to choose, based on that random number, we're going to choose what order to display those answers in. So I'm just editing this so it reflects problem 2 now. And so the way we're doing that is we're looking first at the rank. So to decide which answer choice gets displayed as answer choice A, we're looking at the random number that was selected for A, and we're looking at its rank among these random numbers. So the rank of AA2 among AA2 through AE2. So over here, the rank of AA2 among AA2 through AE2. So that's going to give us the rank of that number, that random number. And then based on that rank, we are going to choose one of these original multiple choice answers, which is in V2 through Z2. So just to see what's behind the scenes a little bit, this is the biggest number. This is the second biggest. This is the third biggest. Our random number for A is the fourth biggest number. So the rank of that number is 4. And so this function over here is looking at our five multiple choice answers, and it's selecting the fourth one. Chevrolet probably sells more trucks. It's choosing that fourth one to be answer A. And if we can copy and paste that, then we get this. So let's go over here and look at what's displaying as answer D. So answer D, look at the random numbers. This random number chosen for D is the highest of these random numbers here. So it has a rank of 1. So therefore, what we're displaying for answer D is the first of our multiple choice answers, which is answer A, which says there are only small differences over here. So this is how we're using the original multiple choice answers from the test, with the only caveat being that I am always going to make, in this section, I'm going to make A the correct answer. That'll make it easier for me later on to make a separate answer key for every student. So we have what we want to be the multiple choice answers, then random numbers assigned for each of the multiple choice answers the way they're going to display, and then based on those random numbers, this is a random ordering of the 5 multiple choice answers over here. So if we copy this and paste, there we go. If we copy that and paste, now we have a separate version of the problem for everybody in the class. We're going to save this, and we're going to close this, and then we're going to open up our Word document. Okay, so here's our Word document, and now we have some kind of error there. So let's clean this up here. I had already started to write problem 2 a little bit differently. So let's look at mail merge step by step. The recipient list is fine. We're going to get rid of this here. And for problem 2, everyone is going to get the same prompt this time. So we got to make problem 2 look exactly like this problem from the paper test. So problem 2 is going to say the following. Let me be lazy and just copy. And over here, just unformatted text, the following. And sometimes when you do this, you got weird paragraph formatting. So I'm going to come to the end of the line, delete space, come to the end of the line, delete space. Okay, come to the end of the line, delete space. From this graph, we can conclude that. And then I'm going to insert this graph. So here we go. Come over here and open up our snipping tool. And let's just snip this graph. Bam. And we'll come over here and to our Word document, and we will paste it in the Word document. This is obviously much too big, so let's change the size of that. Let's make it about 50%. And let's change the way we are wrapping text. Let's make it tight. And then I'm going to shove this up here a little bit against that green line is cool. So there's our problem, trying to mimic this problem from the paper test. And now our multiple choice answers. So we're going to click on next down here, click on right here where we got answer A, more items, and to a display. Bam. And let me do a spot here for my other multiple choice answers. Space there. Okay, I'm not sure what happened there. Hold on a second. All right, so then here we want to insert more items to B display. And then here, more items to C display. And then here, more items to D display. And then here, more items to E display. So that part of the operation is no different than any other mail merge operation. And I'm going to get ready for our problem number 3. Let me do a couple spaces here to make sure it's below this graph. I'm going to make this graph a little bit smaller. Okay, so then go to the next step of the merge. And so my first student, actually that's my 7th student according to this, is getting these multiple choice answers. And remember, our correct answer is there are only small differences. So this time everyone's getting the same problem, but the correct answer, which is there are only small differences, that is changing location for each student. So, you know, ideally I would like more randomization than that, but at least they cannot share with each other that, hey, the answer is D, because on somebody else's test, that answer is going to be at A. So that's That's just using the exact same problem from the test, but using it with the multiple choice answers in random locations for each student. Okay, so on the next video, we'll add another problem to this test and look at a little bit different technique of randomizing a problem.